Y'all, did my initial impressions on this one. Again, this is going to be something I think I cover every single week. So I wanted to come in and talk about Black Cake episodes 1 through 3 of this first season. Give y'all kind of a breakdown. Again, this is spoiler filled because spoilers are what I do when I want to get close to you. I'm playing, but anyway, let's talk about Black Cake episodes 1 through 3. I'm gonna kind of give a recap and my overall thoughts. I have to go back. I started episode 4 last night, child, but I fell asleep because Aunt Flo is in the building and it's just not. I'm doing what I could do. Okay, I'm using what I got. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. That's what she said. Anyway, let's get right into it. So again, Black Cake is the story so far of a woman we meet named Covey, aka Coventina, aka Ellie, aka Eleanor, aka I don't know who's next, okay? But the first episode enters, we meet an older woman who's by the ocean, and she seems like she's got a lot on her mind, okay? We soon after meet her son. We find out she has a daughter, and we find out that she's got all of these secrets, okay? She got secrets on secrets on secrets. She has a bump on the head. In the hospital a year later, she passes, and now at the conclusion of her life, in the reading of the will, which both of her children have to be present, her son, who she's very close to, and her estranged daughter, and it's time to hear the will. And the attorney says, you know, there's a series of recordings that she's made and she wants you guys to be together, and you guys have to listen to all of these before you can get to the kind of the nitty-gritty of the will. And so the sister's reluctant, the brother's like, let's go ahead and get it done. In this story, as it starts to unfold, we find the story of Covey, who is a promising young swimmer who has, I mean, can we get into her mama? Baby, Covey's mama was fine. Beautiful, top to bottom. I find no fault in her, okay? Just beautiful, just beautiful. And the husband, who's Chinese, which again, I loved how we got to kind of see the diversity of Jamaica in this, with the cultures, and not only that, but his experience there. And so we meet them and quickly find out that he's got a gambling problem. It's caused issues in their marriage. It's caused issues for him really his whole life, okay? As we discover, he started it when he was really young, when they first moved there to try to help his parents, and it's just kind of taken over his life. And we know gambling can be an addiction, can be terrible. And so the mom leaves Covey and the dad, and he's still there, but he's Covey's number one fan, yet he still has this addiction that he's dealing with. Covey is in love, honey, young love, puppy love, with this guy Gibbs. He's older. He's about to go away to university in London, but she, you know, loves him. She's competing. She also has this best friend who she adores, who we later find out, honey, is in love with her. So her man Gibbs is in love with her, her bestie's in love with her. And so we get to kind of see her growing up. We get to see her father's parenting style. We get to see how they interact with the island, and we get to see that the father has debts, okay? And he owes people, okay? And so he finds out about Gibbs, and he's immediately pissed off, and the dad says, you can't talk to my daughter. You can't see him. She's not allowed to date, you know, till she's 18, whatever the case may be, acting real protective, which is crazy because he's the one who turns around and basically sells his daughter, which I knew what was going to happen when that man came in that house, rubbing all up on Covey. And so Covey, again, she's like, well, my dad wouldn't put me in danger. He's going to get me out of this. Honey, the dad literally sold her to this man to marry him at his huge, big, gargantuan age. And so they get married. She goes along with it. She puts a smile on it because she's thinking she's doing this for her dad, especially since they had burned down her dad's business, right? That was his only livelihood, his only means of making it. And so wedding night comes, you know, and she's dreading everything about it, everything possible about it. And the man died. The man drops dead. The man drops dead and she runs. So in this moment, we are not sure what happened. We're not sure who done it. We think it could be her, but then it's not really her because of the way she runs. I'm still inclined to think it's the housekeeper that did it because she was trying to protect her, and she made a promise to the mama to keep Covey. So basically, Covey runs away. A hurricane, some bad storm comes. Her friend meets her with clothes after the fact and is like, look, just go. They think you're dead. No one could have survived that storm. There's a boarding house in London with a lot of other girls from the island. You can go there. You can find work. You'll be fine. And so Kovi's got to run. Meanwhile, at the island, they have to start an investigation because somebody killed this man. It was foul play. So they think it's her dad. You know, they go through all of these suspects, but we know the dad ain't did it. He ain't have the gumption to do it. I think it was either Gibbs, the best friend, or the housekeeper. Those are my top 3 choices for who done it. She goes to London and she has a roommate. And as she meets this roommate, Ellie, she's like, you know, Ellie was so sweet. She was everything the opposite of what I am. You know, I'd eventually have to lose myself and I would have to kill her. And we're like, who you killing and why? And so as the story unfolds, we find out that she really didn't kill her. But she did take her identity once they died in a train wreck, which is crazy as heck. And so basically she dies in the train wreck going to Scotland because Kovi had, Cove and Tina now, because her name has changed because she can't be Kovi anymore because people are looking for her. They're going to Scotland so that Ellie can pursue her geology degree since that's her passion. She has her nursing degree, but she's not passionate about it. And so the school she wants to go to is in Scotland. And Kobe says, I'll go with you. Let's go. You got to follow your dream. They go, train wreck. Ellie dies. She assumes Ellie's identity, but she doesn't feel comfortable working in nursing. So with that said, she's out looking for jobs and no one will hire her. Okay. And so now everyone really thinks that Kobe is dead. She's like, I can put her to rest. I can be Ellie. I can move on. So this man offers her a job, feels seemingly bad for her. And I knew in the moment he was a predator. I just want to say that. I knew it. Check, check. Okay. And she starts working for him in this office doing billing, I guess just like admin bookkeeping stuff. And so it's an office full of other girls and these other girls treat her so bad. They're so mean to her. They barely talk to her. She finds errors, you know, and tells him and he's like, I'll correct it. And he corrects it, but come to find out he was the ultimate predator. And he got all those girls that worked for him. He basically used something. He found out something about them and used it, put it over their heads, which is basically what he does to Kobe, because he finds out she's not who she says she is. You know, she's not the person she says she is or any of that. And he literally violates her. And I was like, this escalated quickly, but he took it. He took it. And in that moment, she runs. Okay, she runs. She's like, let me get out of here because this ain't it. And so she runs back to the UK, and as the end of the 3rd episode closes, we see her see Gibbs. He's protesting, he's an activist, law school, all the things. And so, you know, we're excited to see that. And meanwhile, there's other stories kind of going along. Again, we're going back to the past to kind of find out the history and what she's wanting to communicate to her children, but also present day, we're seeing how her children are interacting. Again, her daughter's been estranged. I think they said for 8 years, the daughter had been estranged. And I'm inclined to think that the daughter, has an alternate lifestyle or something like that the mom or dad didn't agree with, which is why there's the contention or the estrangement, because I don't see why you're so disconnected even from your brother. And so we kind of see that there's really no closeness there. Again, somebody came in the comments talking about they didn't think that Byron was a mama's boy, and I don't think there's necessarily a negative connotation to that, but I think that the story, the premise as it's been laid out for us, shows that he was very concerned about what his mom thought and wanted to be pleasing to her, and that they were really close. So I don't know if you don't call that a mama's boy, child, I don't know what you call it. But y'all, those are my thoughts on the first 3 episodes. I will be back to talk about episode 4 and we'll do an in detail deep dive. I just wanted to kind of summarize that. Yeah, and get it out there. But you guys, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video.